In these preview videos, we'll be demonstrating some of the new features that we've introduced into Avanti version 2.5. In this video, I'll be showing you the new feature to be able to set active records such as customers, suppliers and stock items to be inactive within the software. This is a highly requested feature that we've implemented in 2.5. If we go into our customer section and we look at a particular customer, let's say for example that we no longer deal with this customer and we want to remove them from view. We want to remove them from the customer lists and we want to remove them from any searches so that to all intents and purposes they're removed. However, this is an active customer. We do have a lot of accounting transactions for them such as invoices and payments. So we won't be able to delete them in a similar way that we haven't before. But if we go into the edit option, we can see along the top toolbar that we do have an inactive option. So if we select this, as the message says, what this will mean is that the customer will become inactive and will be removed from view. And we're asked, are you sure you want to set this record inactive? So we'll say yes. And as we can see in the list, this customer is now removed from the list. Although we've set the customer inactive, all of their information is still there on the system, all of their transactions, so nothing's been removed. For example, if we go into the daybook report and we scroll down, we can see that the customer's transactions are still all there. We can drill down into an invoice, for example, and everything that we would expect to see is still there. It's just that the customer themselves have effectively been removed from the actual list. Now let's say for example that we want to deal with that customer again and we want to set them active again. What we can do is if we go over to the settings tab on the left hand side, we can see the checkbox for include inactive customers. So if we tick this, and back in the list we get a whole list of customers who we've previously set inactive, including the one that we've just worked with. So all that we need to do to reactivate them again is to highlight them in the list, select edit, and we see we've got an option to reactivate the customer to make it available again. So we tick this, just ask us to confirm, and we'll say yes. And if we now go back to settings on the left hand side and untick the include inactive customers checkbox, we go back to the list, we can see that that customer is now back again in the list. The same feature also applies in the stock section. If we go over to stock and we pick an item that we want to remove from the system, we can simply click edit and we have the same inactive button as we did in the customers. So we just click this and yes, we want to set it inactive, and that removes the item from view. Now one feature that is available, and it applies also to the customers and the suppliers, is to remove more than one item at once, so you're not having to do it individually, especially if you've got a lot of items or customers that you want to make inactive. So all that we do is we use multi-select facilities. And we do that by holding down the shift key on the keyboard or the control key on the keyboard and selecting the records that we want. So for example, I'll just select this one, hold down the control key, select a few down, and there's 6 records selected. So I then right click and select multi-edit from the pop-up menu. On the left hand side we've got all of the records that are going to be affected. On the right hand side all of the fields that are going to be changed and that will apply to those records. So here we've got the checkbox for set inactive, so I'll just tick that and click OK. And it just asks us to confirm that we want to make that change, so we'll say yes. And all of those records have been removed from view. And the same thing applies in the stock section. If we want to get those records back again, all that we have to do is to go to the settings tab and tick the include inactive stock items checkbox, and those items are displayed again. So this demonstrates the feature to be able to remove active records from the system. Look out for more preview videos, and thanks for watching.